What's up, guys? It's Johnny Candido of Candido Training HQ, and what you're seeing right now is the absolute first workout since I hurt my foot. That's why I don't have a shoe on my left foot. And what this whole video is going to go through is all of the important workouts from the moment I hurt my foot all the way up to now. And what you'll see is that there are a lot of moments in between where there are some issues that I come across. Show the foot here. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to either try to do an Olympic squat or front squat, and this shoe is purposely looser. And what I've actually noticed is that with the Olympic lifting shoes that it does not hurt my feet as much, my left foot with the toes, because it's right in here, and then obviously it's one toe and then one a little bit deeper in there. But with the heeled shoe, I can just put so much pressure on my heels that it really isn't an issue as long as my stance width is pretty narrow. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so that ended up being the worst decision that I've made in a long time with my training. Because on this rep, nothing you can tell happens, but my left knee on that second rep actually got hurt, and it still hurt today. So that's why what you'll see is for the majority of this video, I'm focusing on my deadlift and focusing primarily on my bench press, running my bench specialization cycle. So for this though, what I want to say is I really like doing these kind of cluster sets, doing 3 reps conventional, 3 reps semi-sumo, and then 3 reps full sumo on my really wide stance. That I found that was just very effective variation. I'll probably keep doing it. And also something that I noticed is that my lack of conventional deadlifting really was a big issue. And I think that started to limit my progress in terms of my sumo deadlift. And it's something that I'm looking to correct now, because honestly, I would say initially after only sumo deadlifting for so long, that a 500-pound conventional deadlift would have been very slow. I'd say I probably could not have conventional deadlifted maybe even 550 or more. So in a way, it kind of all worked out that since my knee was hurt and my foot was hurt, that what put the least amount of pressure on it is conventional deadlifting. So that's why you'll see for this workout, the entire focus is conventional deadlifts, then deficit deadlifts, and then just some accessory isolation work like normal. And that's going to be something also that I'm going to work in, is doing deficit deadlifts a lot more to really emphasize the just main difference between the conventional and the sumo, obviously having a lot more forward lean and bigger range of motion. Also, what I want to talk about is my body weight and my meet plans from here. Now, my body weight now today is 170 pounds. So what you're seeing in this video here is I'm probably still 180 right now, actually. And it took me a while. It wasn't until I got sick later in the video to lose that weight. So that's also what's made this a really difficult transition, of course, mentally, is focusing on losing weight, but also losing weight so fast. The thing is, I really don't mind dropping down a weight class, and that turned out to be a great decision. Body weight or body fat wise, I'm definitely not particularly lean, still even at 170. But the issue is trying to drop weight in time to be able to compete at Raw Nationals a weight class down. And I have to qualify at a meet before that. But I'll talk about that later. As you see, I'm ending the deficit deadlift clip here. And then what I'm going to show you is maxing out my close grip bench press. Today, I'm not going to do conventional deadlifts or squats because of my foot, which is hard to resist. What I'm going to do is I'm going to max out on close grip bench. As I've already seen a while back, I tested to see how weak my overhead press was. And close grip, I would say, is stronger, but it's still definitely a big weakness because my just triceps and shoulders in general are really behind my chest. So anyways, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm also gonna do a ton of cardio because basically my weight loss starts today as I'm really finally able to consistently move around with my foot. So that's why I have these fresh shoes. They probably already noticed when I was deadlifting. And these don't hurt, so for right now I can move around pretty well, and obviously close grip bench won't be a problem. I'm going to try to resist, as I said, doing anything that really tests the foot too much. So let's see if I can get 315 is going to be the goal for one, but anything at least 275 is just the minimum. So as long as I hit that, I'll be somewhat happy, and then we'll try to push it to 3 plates. Let's do it.
Everything I had bottled up, pukes out when the pen bleeds. You drown from a 16, who's doubt in the 60s? I can spit a wild verse without taking a breath. The crowd surf, who's helping this kid breathe? The world's against me, so I gotta come harder than the average. Think smarter than the masses. Everybody's on the move, ain't no time to get caught up in the traffic. When shit goes down, I got the heart of an assassin. This here is harder than my last shit. Gotta do it now, no luck in tomorrow if it crashes. If I do die.
No, super fast.
Super fast. Super fast.
Super.
This is my minimum goal here. 275. I feel good enough to do this without a spot. Let's see how it goes. It felt really good. I think 315 might be possible. We'll see.
Take from all these southern artists that mainstream never heard of. Recycle all of they lingo and make sure I screw my words up. Bravo for your swagger jack, and I'm overwhelmed by your dedication. You act the fool, and people in the thinking that your music was innovative. Frustrated, rap battle never got me out of no public housing. You telling me I can be king of hip hop and they wouldn't give it to Andre 3000? Nigga, please, this war ain't got shit to do with us. God can physically calm down and say he's the greatest, my favorite. Y'all should listen, it had potential. The outlive the heat wave, I'ma send through this motherfucking rebuild for a whole nother older culture. And that wouldn't be enough.
Okay, so now to get back to my topic, as far as the weight class that I'm trying to compete at for Raw Nationals, I actually have to qualify at a last chance meet, and there's one in California that I've already signed up for. Now, since I am 170 pounds now, and I would have to water cut, of course, I am not 100% sure that I'm going to be able to weigh under 163 pounds. So there's a very good chance that I'll go to California, honestly miss weight, and then if that happens, then I probably won't even lift at the meet at all, and then I'll just compete in Raw Nationals as a 118-pound lifter, as the lightest one of the group.
2 more sets in. Okay, so I want to say really quickly why I'm not doing the overhead press, because I know a lot of people will be asking me about that. That was the last training cycle, and really the purpose with this bench specialist program is to always give myself a new stimulus. So I'm super weak, obviously, as you can tell, in my incline press relative to my bench. Also, just like, you know, the overhead press is also a huge weak point. So really, the only reason why I'm keeping in the close grip bench is just because I feel I have a lot of room still to improve in that, and that's obviously closer to the actual competition press. So it's a little more specific, and that's really always going to probably be my main accessory. And then the other second accessory, I'll probably alternate each time I do this type of cycle between the incline and the overhead press.
So yeah, to extend my thoughts a bit there, with this bench program, what the main focus is, it's going 5 times a week frequency for the first 3 weeks. And it's really emphasizing the accessory work actually more than the standard bench press. But I'm always doing the bench press first. So that's why you see I only start with 235 pounds on the flat bench, and then I end up doing incline and close grip, and I'm pushing it harder there, going 3x8, 3x6, 3x3. And then you'll see later, then I end up involving pin presses to keep the progression going. And as you saw there, I finally was able to start squatting again there, and it felt okay, but it still is a work in progress. And you'll see later on in this video, I finally start pushing at least some decent weight. So you'll see here is where I'm finally starting to see some body composition changes. And I would say I wasn't that light. I wasn't low 170s yet, but I was probably around 175 to 176 at this point, because this was the second week of bench press training. And you can see upper body wise, you're starting to see some changes.
All right, it's recording, right? I'm gonna try 315 now, back squatting. I'm gonna be really conservative with this, so I'm confident that this is gonna feel comfortable. And I'm only gonna do 3 reps here to reassure myself I can maintain control, because it definitely is feeling a little bit unstable, but so far no pain. Feels pretty good so far. Not gonna go heavier, because actually what I noticed is if I do push it, then I squat a little bit unevenly, favoring my right side. So we're gonna keep it light.
Second set.
Okay, so this workout was a really big moment for me to be able to handle something decently challenging, obviously still very light, but to finally be able to get some kind of workout. Because something that I noticed also was the fact that I wasn't squatting also made it a lot harder to lose weight. Just the sheer amount of just work to be able to do some type of workout where, unlike deadlifts, I'm able to just build up a sweat and to feel like I'm able to actually just move around enough. Because it is weird how it feels so unsatisfying to only bench press, which to me is not challenging at all, and then to deadlift, which obviously you can't push the frequency that high anyways. But anyways, I want to talk about my goals overall for the next, I would say, 6 to 12 months in this new weight class. Is really, it's to push the deadlift more than anything. Obviously, you're usually able to maintain the deadlift the best out of the big three when losing weight. And also the fact that, you know, my squat, I'm figuring, is not going to be able to be anything crazy as far as records. And the IPF world record for junior 163 pound lifter is, I believe, 6'11", and then open class, I believe, is 6'84". So I want to go after those two, and then I'm going to have some other bigger goals, which I'll get into later, but I won't cover that in this video. I'll probably make a full separate video on it. But the point is, the deadlift is definitely going to be the primary focus. And you see here, I'm playing some basketball to try to lose weight. And also, that reminds me that as far as the jump training, I'm not going to get on that until I can squat completely with no pain at all, full force. Because I know some people have already asked me, you know, where is that? And that's something that's going to really complement the deadlift training well, because there won't be too much carryover to where it becomes a recovery issue. Because obviously, if you're trying to maximize your squat, doing too much jump training probably is not the best idea, just because your knees are going to take a beating from trying to train both of those maximally at the same time.
Are you ready to turn a 1 rep max into a 5 rep max?
Yeah.
You see here, my designated spotter has hit a 5 rep max, and that actually was her old 1 rep max at the start of the training cycle. And she is running my squat program, the squat specialization program, which is going to be 8 weeks long. The bench one's going to be 6 weeks long, and then the all 3 lifts together for a meet prep will be 10 weeks long. And once again, these are all advanced programs. And I actually have a question for all of you viewers. Is, would you prefer for me to release everything all at once as one well done package, or would you rather have me just be realistic with it and maybe release individual programs when I'm done with them? Because I do have some things I need to get sorted out. You know, the 6-week program update, I want to have a guide to all of them, then the bench program, then the squat program, and I'm probably going to hold off on the deadlift program. Ironically, that's my best lift, but I don't have enough time with that, and I might want to do a sumo and conventional, have some differences there, because I do think those lifts need to be treated differently, especially for the purpose of these programs. But everything else, I have the bench program done, I have the squat program almost entirely done, and everything else is really just a matter of formalizing it. So would you guys just let me know in the comments how you would like that to be delivered? If I do it one at a time, I definitely post about it on social media every time I do it. So make sure to like the Facebook page if you're not already following that. Of all forms of social media, that is definitely the one that I prefer people follow. Facebook I find the most useful because I can obviously just post a direct link and a lot of people can see it. But anyways, as you're seeing here, I'm doing close grip bench, and the goal here is to do a 20 rep max set. And I was not able to do it. The first set I only did like 12 or 13, and then I tried it again to see if I could just get more motivated to do it. Failed there, and then I tried 170, and then I fail here because my triceps are just absolutely burnt out. So I'm leaving this in because I think it's an important thing to show that not every workout goes perfectly, as shown on YouTube a lot of times, to where it gives you an unrealistic view of how people's training is going. And also the resiliency here, where I was determined to get 20 reps. So even using an empty bar, is what literally I had to use because my triceps were that burnt out. But sometimes I think beyond the programming, no matter how light the weight is, sometimes it's just the message that gets across to yourself by your actions that's more important than necessarily the training effect itself. All right, so now you see here, my body weight's at 170 pounds, and I was extremely happy with this, and I've been very happy with how my bench training's been going as a whole. To be able to hit 8 sets of 3 with 285, and then you saw before I hit 10 sets of 3 with 280, the workout before, and now I'm switching to 2 times a week, and it's very high volume each session, and less of an emphasis on accessory work by only doing 1 peak 20 rep set and then doing no isolation accessory work. So as you see, I am so pathetically weak on incline bench that I could not even do 135. And that's also a note on my program. What I'm going to switch up to doing is having the option to go 15 reps as your minimum and then be able to rack it to get the last 5 reps if needed, because it's going to be really hard to predict your 20 rep max that accurately. But that is, of course, the goal here, is to be able to do it 20 reps. And I think next workout I'll be able to do 135, hopefully for 20 reps. But that's it, guys. Make sure to like the video, support the channel, subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Yeah.
My Kobe Bryant shot. Hold on, Kobe Bryant.